holding this important hearing today and for your work to strengthen America's alliances during a critical point in our nation's history. The AUKUS partnership represents one of the most critical strategic frameworks for countering the Chinese Communist Party in the Indo-Pacific and around the globe. Working alongside our closest allies, the UK and Australia, is a golden opportunity to roll back the gains the CCP has made, not only in the Indo-Pacific, but in other critical domains of competition such as cyber and financial markets. As we celebrated Victory in Europe Day this week, it was a timely reminder of what can be achieved when we work together with freedom-loving partners. However, without consistent effort and efficiency and effective diplomacy, there's no way AUKUS can live up to this potential. The Biden administration wants to take a victory lap for signing this agreement, but doesn't seem willing to make the effort to ensure we're leveraging it in the fight against the CCP. American leadership is the most essential component of this alliance, but how can our partners trust us when they see how we treat our Taiwanese allies, where we have $19 billion in backlog and weapons systems deliveries, while they experience an existential threat to their way of life? I recognize the inherent challenges present in achieving the goals of AUKUS, many of which stem from bureaucratic inefficiencies and outdated statutes that don't move at the pace of the threat or technology. I do thank our witnesses for their commitments to tackling these issues head on. I also thank my colleagues on this committee for making arms export reform a priority, and that's what I'd also like to speak about. I would like to address the issue of ITARs and ITARs exemptions. This last week, I traveled to the United Kingdom and I met with, among others, the defense minister. He raised a very serious concern that Canada has granted an ITAR's full exemption, but the UK, our greatest ally, is not. He cited a specific example of a UK company that has technology that would advance our hypersonic missile capability, but if the company sells to the U.S. under ITARs, that technology becomes exclusively controlled by the United States. That company has chosen not to sell the technology to the United States to help us with our capability. He also said compliance costs have him spending £500 million every year. He specifically said that £500 million could buy American equipment for him if he didn't have to do that with compliance. The UK wants an exemption to ITARs equivalent to Canada. As Winston Churchill noted regarding our World War II alliance, there is only one thing worse than fighting with allies, and that's fighting without them. We've got to fix this issue with England. To miss the opportunity to have this capability is unacceptable. And I have intentions to bring a bill that would do just that. And I'd like to ask my first question, would you guys support that? And if not, why not?
Sir, first of all, let me start by saying I think you raised sort of the core issue that we are trying to address here today, which is how to make sure that our defense trade, but specifically in this case, our defense trade under AUKUS with two of our closest allies, can move with speed and with safety and in a secure way. As we look at the issue of how to make that happen, we have put together a plan that encompasses actually not only the ITAR, which only governs actually our commercial sales, but actually our foreign military sales, which are our government-to-government sales. And just for reference, 90% of the sales that the trade that we do, for example, with Australia, is actually under the foreign military sales process.
Right. I mean, he's asking very specifically for an ITAR's exemption that would, we're not talking AUKUS in this case. Hypersonics are not a part of AUKUS as I understand AUKUS. I understand there's a second phase of this that's AI and other things, right? But hypersonics aren't in there. I'm not going to go into detail in this setting on what he shared with us about the capabilities advancement that would be for our, development of that resource. But it ain't happening because that company's made a business decision. They made a business decision not to give their technology that then would restrict their sale anywhere else. And it's the United Kingdom. They've been with us. I mean, the blood that has been shared, spilled on the soil together, on beaches in Normandy, all over Europe. I mean, there is no reason why we can do the same with Canada, but we can't do it with the UK. And so my argument is, and we're going to bring legislation, and I would love for you guys to support this ITAR's exemption. And with that, I yield.